Hello everyone, this is Andy from 1HMPS Retro. I'm back again with another 8-Bit Wars. Now as you can see, today I'll be playing a Yogi Bear. Now this game was done by Piranha Software and it was based on the classic kids TV show. And the game itself is an adventure game. You can scroll from left to right or right to left. And the whole aim of the game is up to Yogi to travel across Jellystone Park to try and rescue Boo Boo, who has been kidnapped by a hunter. Now, as you can see, the graphics are absolutely fantastic. The main sprite of Yogi Bear is a huge, it's nicely detailed, it's nicely animated, and you can tell straight away that it is Yogi Bear. Now, basically, you've got your little energy bar there, which is underneath there in the blue, and it's basically Yogi Bear. The further he stoops low, you lose more energy, and you lose energy by getting hit by those geezers, or by jumping, by falling over, just like that. Now, there are things that will kill you, falling into a puddle, getting attacked by a moose, or getting hit by a snake. There's loads of things after you, even getting attacked by the unhappy sort of people in this little campsite, which I never quite understood because, Yogi Bear's a bear, surely he could maul them to death. Now, this bit here kind of reminds me of the bit from Last Ninja 2, where basically you had to time your jumps. Now, underneath there in the purple, the question marks, you've got to try and collect 6 candy apples or toffee apples, whatever you want to call them. And basically, they give you clues on how to find a Boo Boo. A little bit further on the bottom of the right screen, you see something that says 190. It says 178. You can basically take shortcuts through the caves. Sometimes it takes you back a little bit, but it's all about exploring. I've never finished this game, but all in all, I really enjoyed this game. Now, I know a lot of people didn't like this game, but I really enjoyed it. I thought it did, fantastic with, the Yogi Bear license. You've got to try and rescue Boo Boo. You're in Jellystone Park. You see some familiar characters. All in all, it's a fantastic game. You can kill people by letting them drop into puddles and things like that. But yeah, I forgot to mention Yogi Bear has got 2 abilities. He can sort of turn into a bush, which is kind of pointless. I'll show you that a little bit later in the other versions. And you can also put your head in between your neck, basically. Right, this is the Amstrad version. I'll let you listen to the music a little bit. Some absolutely fantastic music there. It's really nicely done as well. I'm really surprised that the ZX Spectrum version hasn't actually got the music as well. Now, once again, the first thing you'll notice about Yogi Bear here is it's in full colour, unlike the ZX Spectrum version where it was just monochrome in the foreground and in the background was in colour. This has got complete total colour and it's really nice and bright, like Yogi Bear looks like he does in the cartoon. Now, this game is only slightly let down by the fact that when you do get another character on the screen, the game slows down a little bit. The other thing that you'll notice is that the screen layout is very different to the ZX Spectrum. It is the same game, you've got the same objective, but rather than collecting 6 apple things, you've got to collect 8 now. I mean, it will seem familiar if you have played the ZX Spectrum. Got a nice little touch here. When you see the baddie, it plays some music, and once again you can kill them by making them fall down the holes. Oh, they're not puddles. I thought in the ZX Spectrum they were puddles, but they're actually holes. Right. After all these years, I've just discovered that. Yeah, but this game's got some nice little sound effects. I wouldn't say the Yogi Bear sprite is as nice looking as is in the ZX Spectrum, but it is beautifully coloured. It does look really, really nice. But again, it does slow down when there's a lot going on the screen, which does slightly let it down a little bit. So yeah, that was the Amstrad version of Yogi Bear. Right, so this is the C64 version of Yogi Bear. I do apologise, guys. I don't think I had the music on. I think when I recorded this video a while ago, I don't think I had the volume on it, to be honest with you. But the music is pretty much like the Amstrad version, but slightly better. It's a real shame that I recorded it like that. So I think overall, music-wise, the Commodore 64 has got the edge, you know, so it did sound really, really nice. Okay, so once again, it's up to Yogi to try and rescue Boo Boo. The screen layout is very similar to the one on the Amstrad. I'm not too sure why the ZX Spectrum one is different. It's probably done by a different programming team, you know. But these two, the Amstrad and the Commodore 64, are pretty much done by the same team by the looks of it. There is one thing about the C64 version. It's all about pixel perfect jumping. On the Amstrad, you could get away with jumping way before that little lake thing, and you could make it. But on the on the C64, you have to time it just to perfection, otherwise you will not make it. So it does add a little bit more harder gameplay to it, because it's all about timing. And I find as well as this game, the enemies are a bit smarter as well. They try and actually track you down and kill you, and when they do chase you on this, you're like, oh my god, you really have to sort of make a run for it. But again, you know, the colour scheme looks really nice. Does look like Yogi Bear. The colours are again your typical C64 sort of fare, where they're not as bright and as colourful as, say, the Amstrad, but they still look very, very nice. I'm not going to get very far on this, am I, guys? Alright, I'm going to try once again. Yeah, I mean, I really don't understand like why people didn't like this game back in the days. A lot of my old school friends just didn't think it was a great game. But to me, it felt like Yogi Bear. You went around Jellystone Park, you collected picnic baskets, people chased around you, you know, and it was. I thought they'd done a fantastic job on it. Oh, I'm just having a nice cup of tea. Right, guys, just to let you know, I've got absolutely loads more 8-Bit Wars plans, WTFs and other sort of like reviews as well. I've just been a little bit preoccupied sort of doing family stuff, spending time at work, and also editing the podcast as well. If you haven't checked out the 1HMPS Retro podcast, please check it out. And if you enjoy it, why not subscribe to us and give us an iTunes review as well. We've got 15 reviews at the moment. We'd always be happy to have one more. Yeah, it's a real shame that I recorded this without sound. Right, guys, so I've got to choose a winner now. Who's it going to be? Is it going to be the ZX Spectrum, the Amstrad, or the C64? Now, the C64 version plays a little bit faster, and it's all about sort of pixel-perfect jumping. So it has got an edge. Colour scheme, I prefer the Amstrad. The graphics on the Spectrum are slightly bigger. You know what? I'm going to go for the C64.